I think the challenges, of course, are always there. They have not changed, I think, through the history of science. So every era has its own challenges, every era has its own technology in order to address these challenges. So it's very important to keep up with the times. Coming back to the science, the motivation is very much that you are able to explore the unknown, you're able to dream about what you could devise in an abstract sense, particularly as a chemist, because we create our own objects. We have these elements that we've been celebrating the 150th year of the Mendeleev presenting of the so-called periodic table. And, you know, the mix and match of these is really beyond being infinite. And so one has every opportunity to live a life as a chemist. In the beginning, you have to be somewhat patient and accept that you are going to have to go through a period of apprenticeship, and not just in science, but in most walks of life, that, you know, the professionalism that comes with a good training is absolutely necessary. Well, I will always point out that it wouldn't be research if we knew the answer before we started, and so you've got to introduce yourself to research activity expecting failure more often than you will enjoy success. In fact, it could be a ratio of 9 failures to 1 success. And so you have to have this ability to stay the course and to not be downcast if something is not working. And the way I coped with this as a student myself was to do more than one thing. You don't put all your eggs in one basket. You research various different lines. I would do this as a postgraduate student at Edinburgh. I did it as a postdoctoral fellow in Canada, and then throughout my own independent academic career, the secret of success is the capacity to survive failure. You know, it's very easy in life to chug along when things are good, and success is very easy to manage. Failure is much more difficult to cope with. If you have been given the intellectual capacity and in good health, that's another thing that's very important, to be able to pursue a career in science, and particularly in research and teaching. Administration, you might want to avoid having too much of that. Then grab it, because it is at the end of the day an incredibly satisfying journey to have. You become a master of your own, or a mistress of your own activities. You can map out each day in a way that suits your desires and your other commitments in life. It's a matter of lifting yourself to a level where you have great belief in the fact that you can tackle the challenge to come up with a big problem. And that means that if you've had a reasonably good training in science, that one day you say to yourself, I'm not going to continue just doing routine things. I'm going to challenge myself to do something that, if I'm successful, will leave an impact on the whole field of science, and therefore the technology that comes from it. And I think if you have that spirit in you of adventure, that spirit of wanting to visit the unknown, and to stay the course, accept a lot of failures on the way to success, then there are a few other things, I think, in life that could be more satisfying, to be very honest.